Okay. Okay, but I'm sorry. It's not me. Okay, talk to him. No, ma'am. Don't talk to me like that. I'm an adult. Do not talk to me like that. Do not talk to me like that. Tell him to stop.
But I feel like if it was Christian, I believe that's the young man's name, that was on camera assaulting Sha'Carri and pushing her.
Christian Coleman's mom just raised the stakes in the Christian versus Sha'Carri saga because she didn't just sit back and pray things would calm down.
He lied about a couple things that's personally, just in a relationship. I pretty much, officers can understand what a relationship is about, but he lied. He's a liar. And that was something that I kind of just grasped, and emotionally, I'm just like, bet you do your thing, but...
Arrested in the airport. And the only reason she didn't get him arrested, because when you're in the airport, everything's under surveillance.
She straight up pulled up on Sha'Carri after that explosive airport fight. And let's be real, this wasn't no polite, let us talk it out moment. Witnesses say it went from tense to fiery real quick. When that raw, unedited footage of Christian and Sha'Carri's chaotic fight went viral, the internet couldn't look away. But while fans were busy debating,
right? So this is the position that Christian Coleman puts me into, okay? Because he's a coward, and I don't want anything to do with him at this point going forward. My name is Sha'Carri Richardson. Have no problem with letting you know who I am. Haven't put my hands on him. We had an argument. I will be honest about that. An argument, and that's pretty much it. The argument, pretty much, he's a liar. He lied about a couple things that's personally, just in a relationship. I pretty much, officers can understand what a relationship is about, but he lied. He's a liar. And that was something that I kind of just grabbed.
One person wasn't shocked at all. Dr. Daphne Coleman. To her, that clip was confirmation of what she feared all along. Her son wasn't just in a messy relations. He was trapped in a toxic DV situation. And the most heartbreaking part, he looked like he couldn't escape it on his own. Now the internet is split. Some say Dr. Coleman is doing too much, while others argue she is the only one bold enough to step in and pull her son out of Sha'Carri's grip. And if you know Dr.
And emotionally, I'm just like, bet you do your thing, but you're asking me for things that is within my possession, and for my right, I don't have to give it to you because it's in my position. But when it comes to the point that I saw that he chose to make it more about the police and things of that nature, that showed that he made a choice. So I just want to be more professional and just come professionally and let you guys know, like, hey, relationship thing, have no problem, and walking up to you guys.
It's not legal to argue.
Right.
Was there any type of physical?
I didn't touch him. He didn't touch me. I will be honest.
Hit him with anything?
No, I haven't hit him with anything. Like not at all.
Coleman's reputation. Then you know she is not the type to sit on the sidelines when it comes to Christian. So no one should have been shocked when she went straight at Sha'Carri. But what did catch people off guard was the way she did it. This wasn't a worried mother quietly asking questions. No, she came in hot, with fire in her eyes and venom in her words, and made it crystal clear that the games were over. Coleman wasn't there to negotiate. She wasn't there to plead. She came to shut it down. Witnesses close to Sha'Carri's camp say it wasn't just tense, it was ugly. Dr. Coleman stormed into that house like she was ready to rip the roof off. And anyone who knows her history knows she has never been one to back away from a fight, especially when it comes to protecting her son. And Sha'Carri, she wasn't about to fold either. Reports say she squared up face-to-face with Dr. Coleman, daring her to back up her words with action. What followed was a standoff straight out of a movie. For 3 long minutes, both women locked eyes, neither blinking.
Are you serious right now?
So man, in Washington State, he doesn't get a say.
But I understand, we were arguing. But I understand entirely. We were arguing. Okay, I'm not gonna resist. But I'm telling you that we was arguing. I didn't know him. I didn't do anything wrong. But the fact that your guys are doing this to me and he's the man in this situation, I'm gonna comply. I am. I'm not gonna argue with you at all. I appreciate that. But you have me on camera, but at the same time, what he has on camera, when I have my phone, shows something different. So if I need to show that, I will.
We have you on cameras all around here.
Okay, but I have my phone that shows something different. But Christian, thank you, Christian.
Don't talk to him right now.
Okay, I won't. Thank you so much, officer. They are arresting me right now, Christian. Sissy, they're arresting me right now. Am I gonna go actually to jail right now?
You are actually gonna go to jail.
Wait, but right now,
Yes, it's a physical custody.
I didn't. Can he tell you that I didn't do nothing to him?
We have it on camera.
Christian, are you serious right now?
Alright.
Christian, I'm about to go to jail because of you right now. You know what? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I will never talk to you again.
both giving off the energy that fists could fly at any second. Witnesses said the tension was so thick you could cut it with a knife. Thankfully, it didn't turn physical, and everyone walked away without a single scratch. But the energy in that room left everybody shaken. The real dagger came when Dr. Coleman threw out one brutal line that stuck like poison. "I always knew you were bad news. Ever since Christian got involved with you. And now you just proved me right." Those words hit harder than any threat of arrest or demand to leave Christian alone. That sentence echoed through the internet and left fans asking tough questions. Were the red flags always there? Did Dr. Coleman see signs of violence in Sha'Carri before all this and bite her tongue to keep the peace? Or did she only choose to act now because the airport footage made the truth impossible to deny? But to understand how this explosive moment happened, we need to rewind. Because for those who don't know,
it was just a sucky situation all around. Like, I don't feel as if like she should have been arrested. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you know, people have discussions and emotions and stuff like that. And she has like things that she needs to work on for herself, of course. And so do I, so do you, like everybody. And I'm the type of guy, like, I'm in the business of just like extending grace and mercy and love. And I feel as if like I don't try to look at obstacles either. Like, I just look at like situations like this to just like, you know, take a step back, analyze yourself mentally, and then just try to see what you can do to be your best self so that you can move forward, so you can just be the type of person and a human that God needs you to be for his kingdom and for his glory. And so that's kind of how I look at the situation. And like,
Sha'Carri and Christian didn't start out this way. Back in 2023, they were trending as the ultimate power couple, a match made in sports heaven. They were flashy, unstoppable, and picture perfect on social media. But while the world saw relationship goals, Dr. Coleman was noticing cracks in the foundation. At first, Daphne really did try to give them the benefit of the doubt. She wasn't the type of mom rooting against her son's happiness. But even in those early days, the warning signs were flashing bright red, and the deeper she looked, the harder they were to ignore. The first thing that hit her was how opposite they were at their core. Sha'Carri was bold, fiery, and loud, sometimes way too loud, while Christian had always been the quiet, disciplined, laid-back one. Daphne had always described her son as the good kid, the type who respected curfews, focused on his craft, and never gave her a reason to worry. And this wasn't just proud mom talk. This was who Christian truly was. So when he linked up with Sha'Carri, the mismatch felt obvious, almost like a clash waiting to happen. From the very beginning, Daphne's instincts told her the whole thing was doomed. But what really raised her suspicions were the—
it's Sha'Carri, and more than anything, definitely a lot of self-reflection, a lot of understanding of not only putting myself in a compromised situation, but somebody that I have a deep care and appreciation for as well is something that holding myself accountable. I see myself, I'm taking this time to not only see myself, but get myself a certain level of help that overall is going to reflect who I truly am in my heart and my spirit, and not allowing this moment
patterns that started stacking up over time. Suddenly, Christian couldn't show up to family dinners unless Sha'Carri gave the green light. Events with loved ones were canceled at the last minute because Sha'Carri needed him. And every time Daphne so much as hinted that something felt off, Christian would shut her down immediately. He wasn't just protective like most young men in love. He was defensive to the point of snapping, his words sharp, his tone panicked, as if even hearing criticism about Sha'Carri was forbidden. To Daphne, that wasn't normal love. That was control. It started to feel like Sha'Carri had strings tied around her son, keeping him wrapped up so tight he couldn't breathe without her say-so. And the more Christian overreacted to her concerns, the more Daphne's gut screamed that this wasn't just a bad match. It could actually be dangerous. It wasn't just the defensiveness that scared her. It was the fear in it. Christian's reactions didn't he just feel protective of his girlfriend? They almost felt like he was afraid to cross her. And things escalated to a new level when Daphne called her son's phone one night, only to hear Sha'Carri answer it, and then refuse to let her even speak to him. That level of control was more than a red flag. It was a full siren blaring in plain sight. And the worst part? Daphne wasn't the only one noticing. Family members, close friends, even teammates started whispering about the same patterns. Then came that cryptic post that suddenly went viral. You'll be so much happier when you accept that sometimes people just aren't right for us, no matter how badly we want them to be. At first glance, it looked like just another motivational quote. But when multiple Team USA athletes reposted it back to back, people realized it wasn't random. It was a coded message, a warning aimed directly at Christian. His own circle was practically begging him to recognize the toxic storm he was stuck in. But Christian didn't leave. Whether he didn't see the signs or chose to ignore them, he stayed right where he was. And then came the raw, uncut footage from that airport. The video that finally made everything public. It didn't show a one-off argument or a random blow-up. It showed a cycle. Years of whispers and warnings suddenly felt validated because now the world was watching exactly what Daphne had feared. And what really shook people wasn't the yelling or the chaos. It was Christian's body language. He didn't look shocked. He didn't look blindsided. He moved like a man who had been here before, to calm, to resigned, to used to the storm. And that's what terrified it, didn't he just look like Christian was caught in a bad moment? It looked like he was used to it. His body language told the story no one wanted to believe. Watch closely, because the way Sha'Carri keeps shoving him while he tries to walk away says more than any polished press release ever could. That uncut footage didn't he just capture a messy argument? It ripped the mask off and revealed Sha'Carri's true colors for the entire world to see. Before that footage, Sha'Carri had already tried to twist the narrative. She painted herself as the victim, going so far as to throw Christian under the bus after she got arrested. But when the full police body cam footage dropped, she had nowhere to hide. At first, she tried brushing it off, claiming it was just a regular couple's fight. But the second she realized the cuffs were coming out, her demeanor flipped in an instant. She lashed out, screaming, calling Christian names, and even branding him a coward for not protecting her from being arrested. And then came the betrayal that took fans' breath away. Instead of owning up, Sha'Carri went all in on blame shifting. She pointed the finger at Christian himself, insisting he was the one who put hands on her. It was a desperate move, but the footage exposed her lie in real time. As the truth unraveled, her tough exterior crumbled. The shouting, the cursing, the victim blaming, all of it went silent. But the real shock wasn't Sha'Carri's sudden silence. It was Christian's response afterwards. Instead of standing firm, instead of letting the truth speak for itself, he defended her. Fans were stunned when he gave an interview asking for people to give Sha'Carri grace and forgiveness. According to him, she didn't deserve harsh punishment. He insisted she just needed help, and that she should get it without her life being destroyed. For his mother, Dr. Daphne Coleman, that was the breaking point. Watching her son defend the very person who had publicly humiliated and hurt him was devastating. But what terrified her even more was his demeanor during that interview. Fans noticed it immediately. Christian couldn't even look into the camera. His words felt rehearsed, like he was reading from a script written by someone else. Every sentence sounded heavy, strained, dripping with fear. It wasn't the voice of a boyfriend defending his partner. It was the voice of a hostage, speaking under pressure. And before anyone rushes to call Dr. Coleman dramatic. Let's be clear, she wasn't the only one who saw it. Fans online were just as alarmed. One viral comment summed it up. If she hit you once openly, she'll definitely do it again. You're about to be a punching bag. Others questioned why Christian would ever defend someone who had no problem lying to police and trying to frame him to save herself. To them, his loyalty wasn't love, it was manipulation in action. But Daphne didn't explode this time. She didn't jump on interviews or start shouting online. She didn't react at all, at least not right away. And that's only because she didn't have the chance. Before she could even process that painful interview, another bombshell hit, Sha'Carri's so-called apology video. Now, normally, an apology might cool things down. Fans expected remorse. Christian's mother expected accountability. But instead, Sha'Carri gave the world a 1-minute clip that fans quickly labeled a slap in the face. She spoke about self-reflection and taking accountability, but her smirks, grins, and light-hearted tone told the real story. Instead of guilt, she looked amused, like this was a joke. What should have been a sincere apology felt more like a victory lap, and viewers were disgusted. And then, as if that wasn't bad enough, Sha'Carri doubled down. She posted a written apology on Instagram. This one aimed directly at Christian's family. But instead of healing the wound, it only poured salt in it. The polished, PR-style language dripped with insincerity. She wrote, "I apologize to Christian. He came into my life and gave me more than a relationship, but a greater understanding of unconditional love. Due to my past trauma and pain, I was blind and blocked off to not only receive it, but give it. I love him, and to him, I can't apologize enough. My apologies should be just as loud as my actions. Honestly, louder. To Christian, I love you, and I am so sorry." But fans weren't buying it for a second. One viral response blasted it as the most unserious apology I've seen in a minute. Pure BS. Another wrote, "What half-baked excuse of an apology is this? If you really loved him, we wouldn't even be here in the first place." And for Dr. Coleman, this was the final straw. If she had held back before, she wasn't holding back now. She pulled her son aside and begged him to cut Sha'Carri off before it was too late. And to make her stance loud and clear, she took to social media herself. She began reposting cryptic stories, messages that left no doubt about where she stood. The boldest one read, "No matter how good you think it is, there's always better out there. Choose yourself." That post made it clear. Daphne was done whispering. She was broadcasting her warning for the world to see. Then everything went silent. Christian suddenly vanished from the spotlight. No new posts, no new interviews, no defenses of Sha'Carri. Nothing. The only whispers came from rumors of a flight overseas, as if he was escaping the chaos altogether. And Sha'Carri, the woman who had never stopped talking, suddenly went dead quiet to dot no races. No cameras, no interviews, just silence. And that silence is what has everyone on edge. Because if Christian really walked away, why did he defend her so hard before disappearing? If his mom was right, and this wasn't the first time, then how many times had it already happened behind closed doors? And the biggest question of all, if Sha'Carri's silence means she is plotting her next move, what happens when she finally steps back into the spotlight now that the world has already turned against her? Because let's be real, this story doesn't feel finished. It feels paused. And everyone watching knows one thing: the real drama hasn't even started yet.